Welcome, my mercurial mercenary, for our listen-through of JPEGMAFIA's latest album.
I lay down my life for you.
I know we're in for a good time listening to this album because I feel safe, musically at least, in the hands of JPEGMAFIA. An interesting bloke. I mean, just the fact that he would dress like that on the rear of his album cover. First of all, we need a drink. This tastes like the most amazing whiskey. I think between All My Heroes Are Cornballs and Atrocity Exhibition, these albums were like the pinnacle of taking a concept and frying it with all the spit going up in the air. Yes!
If I was an NBA player, I'd be Dylan Brooks, but worse. I'm Debo.
Who's Dylan Brooks? Straight off the bat. The song's been driven by the ride cymbal. Okay. Proper guitars.
You'll get hit with a face palm.
Full disclosure, I've already done this reaction up to ex-military, at which point I wandered over to the recorder to make sure I'd pressed record, and it turns out I haven't pressed record. So, full disclosure, this is my first listen, although it's now my second listen. Although I did talk over my first listen, the only downside is I have already drunk a fair amount of whiskey. And now I'm probably going to revisit some of the things I've already said, although you haven't heard me say them. I was talking about, and this I now know goes for quite a few songs on this album, up to the point at least of ex-military. What I get from it, I was talking about the evolution of heavy metal from Black Sabbath through Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, through the 70s, through the new wave of British heavy metal, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. And then when you reach the 90s, and there was like a crossover, a kind of hip-hop rock crossover, Anthrax, like Body Count, Ice-T, into Rage Against the Machine. So what I'm picking up, weirdly, from this JPEGMAFIA hip-hop album is a kind of 90s metal influence. And holy shit, is there some guitars at play. And someone said to me on Patreon, Mercurial number 6, you should listen to the latest JPEGMAFIA album because there are some serious guitars at work. And I believe that JPEGMAFIA plays the guitar. Now, I'm not sure how much of his guitar he plays, but what I really like about this, and what makes it a little bit different, even from like 90s new metal and crossover metal, is the linking in of the drums in a very kind of JPEGMAFIA hip-hop style, where all the instruments play totally in unison. That's not necessarily a heavy metal thing. Oh! Arpeggiated keyboards, locked rhythm instrumentation, and a proper heavy metal guitar solo on top. Is that JPEGMAFIA playing? I've already explained this once on a video that no one will ever see, but I have the most lovely pistachio bowl. I mean, I'm saying it's a pistachio bowl, but you can put the pistachios in this part, and then you can put the shells in this part. And I was saying on the video that you'll never see because it doesn't exist anymore, and this is the, it's almost like What's Jack Black's band called? Tenacious D? When they wrote the greatest song in the world and then they forgot it and they had to recreate it. Well, I'm having to recreate a video I've just filmed because I forgot to press record. But I was saying how pistachios are like the king of the nut. Mahoney! Because there's just a little bit of extra effort, apart from maybe a peanut, monkey nut, there's a little bit of extra effort here compared to other nuts. I'm talking about your cashew and your peanut. Although, you know, the peanut isn't a nut, is it? It's a legume, I think. Oh, shut up. I'm just loving the instrumentation. To me, what I was just sort of saying around the time we got to certainly vocal display of power, I was saying, oh, this is basically, this is a hip-hop metal album. Is that how it's described? No research.
Bitch, I'm back outside. They're getting surprised when they're hearing these beats like epiphany. Back and forth with this African booty scratcher.
And this song here, such 70s instrumentation going on here. The sound of those keys, certainly the walking bass line, those strings, and the backing vocals. I was saying it sounds like the sort of record that my parents own. And I was saying that it sounds like he's taken an old record and he's just sort of cut and spliced it and wrapped over the top of it and produced something completely new. It's just lovely. And then as I drank the whiskey and ate the pistachios, I was saying how there's something about producing reaction videos where you film yourself from every angle. And then you have to edit yourself for hours and hours and hours. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that. That is fantastic. Holy shit. I think JPEGMAFIA is just something else. He's phenomenal. Yeah. When you have to film yourself from every angle, you really see that you let yourself go, you put on a bit of weight. Your neck looks like a spare tyre. Your gut looks like Mr. Blobby. It's like God is looking down at you saying, lose some weight, Mercurial number 6, you fat f***.
I just want to make it home. Right on my Air Vision Pros, I feel like we'll do.
And then I was saying how I so admire people with the confidence to just present themselves to the world as they see fit. Others, including me, tend to present a facade, whether it be via Instagram or whatever. You present a version of yourself to the world, and I think you've got to do that. It's not a huge negative, it's just a fact of life. You have to present yourself to the world in such a way that you are able to survive the world. Because the world sometimes is out to get you. And I do not envy the youth of today who have grown up in nothing but social media environment. I didn't grow up in a social media environment. Everything I did was face to face or on the phone when you phoned someone's house, and it was all one to one. Imagine growing up only knowing the internet and only knowing the world of social media. The average age of the viewers on this channel are like teenagers, 13 to like 18. So you guys have never known anything other than social media. Holy shit, listen to this. It's proper like rock hip hop. Proper rock hip hop. Look at this bottle. Oh God. Look at it. It's the sort of bottle that someone building the Empire State Building would drink from. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Just gotta be careful I don't drink too much of it. 52%. Oh, in the first version of this reaction, God, I said some amazing things. I might have said the most amazing things I've ever said. Oh, that sounds like Eurythmics. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Oh, shut up. Money, Pink Floyd. There was a lyric earlier, I think, where he talked about growing up a white man and then taking on black culture or something along those lines. And it made me think of Ali G, but it also made me think about an interview I saw with JPEGMAFIA where he was asked, what do you think about the number of like young white guys out there listening to your music? And he was a bit dismissive. Like, I don't make music for them. I don't make music for them. But I suppose that's what happens when you become successful. You have to be careful. Don't wear blinkers. Or do wear blinkers. Anyway, I think we're back to having the confidence to be yourself. And I can already hear that Mr. Mafia has the confidence to be himself. Wow, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. New Black History featuring Vince Staples. And the cash register sound used in Money by Pink Floyd. And also used by me on my little red box. I think I'd get on alright with JPEGMAFIA. We'd both be just sticking sound effects up each other's arses. Oh, that's so clever. I read that he said he started as a producer. And he used to make beats. And he used to present them to rappers. And the rappers would just look at him with a dumb look on their face. Like, what the f am I supposed to do with this? So he ended up rapping over his own beats.
I had to get on my pop shit. I don't want to start shit. These rappers is regular food. I put my bitch in compartment. She thinking in carpet.
Oh, that is so good. That was a church bell chiming then? Or was it a boxing ring chime? Hang on.
I don't know who told these wiggers that acting like niggas was ever the vibe of them.
It sounds like he's... Yeah. Church bell, I think. It's like a mixing of Black Sabbath, Rage Against the Machine, System of a Down, and hip-hop, a little bit of Yeezus, maybe. This should have soundtracked the Ali G show, because I think the sort of person that Ali G is sending up is the sort of person that JPEGMAFIA has an issue with. Wow, this is it's just like sound collage. It's amazing. And again, there's a theme, the interlocking of the rhythm. It's not just the drums, it's all the instrumentation with it. And when you do that, it's the silence between the notes, as Eric Clapton once said. Now, I remember this riff from the first time I filmed this. And I said I thought I recognised that riff. The nearest I could come was a kind of like Jim Martin, Faith No More thing. Wow. That's great. I'm sure I could research it and find out what it is. Don't rely on other men. Oh, me. It's that kind of uplifting guitar riff. That's just great. The locking that sounds really new. Having instrumentation rhythm doing that. And everything else just flowing over the top like the sea. Holy shit, that's good. Holy shit, that's good. I was saying, like, unfortunately, the way I am on the camera here, it looks like I'm the shrunken-headed guy out of Beetlejuice. A cross between the shrunken-headed guy and, unfortunately, Danny DeVito. You think this should be total incentive for me to lose weight? Having to look at this. I was saying, in the 90s, my best mate. Well, it's so guitars. Right, this is Vulgar Display of Power, which to me is the name of a very influential 90s Pantera album. Their second kind of mainstream album after Cowboys from Hell, although Pantera before that had been a glam band. Back in the 90s, there were lots of sort of jump around, and jump around. Like everyone was jumping. But my mate in the 90s, he got diagnosed. He got gout, which gout is the disease of good living. He was told to cut down on red wine and rich food. And I bring it up because I'm sitting here drinking the most ridiculous whiskey, and snacking on pistachios while listening to, I would say, yeah, prog rock, metal, hip hop. Do you know prog rock, metal, hip hop? So I just dropped a shell into an extremely expensive whiskey. Shut up, you didn't see that. See, we should have been finishing the reaction now, but as it is, I'm starting it drunk. Whoa. Yeah, we'll have a bit more, just a bit more. We'll have a bit more. I'll tell you what, we'll put some ice in it. Right, ex-military. This is the song where I wandered over to the recorder to see whether I'd pressed record and I'd forgotten. So let's just check it again now. We don't want to have total disaster. Yeah, right, okay, so it's still recording, right. Let's get some ice. Let's just get some ice, hang on. Let's get some ice.
I don't play no lottery. I might have broke your homegirl off, but you ain't gotta unfollow me. I got ex-friends, know my number, and still
got some ice. We can do this, hang on. Got some ice.
Watch what you say, lie on my name, that there is perjury. Feels like I'm fucking a hoe in the you living up there with uncertainty. For real.
So good, this music is so hot. He says as he puts cold stuff in a drink. Hang on, one more. Money, 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 money.
Warrants ain't stopping shit.
Money, 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 yeah. Hang on.
Say that shit. Say that shit.
Okay, shh. Whoa! Right, that's it. This is about the last thing I said on the previous attempt at recording this. And I mentioned the fact that this song references what I think about when I think about JPEGMAFIA, which is chip tunes from like 8-bit, 16-bit consoles. From like the 80s and 90s. To me, that would be like when I was listening to, I think, when I was listening to All My Heroes Are Cornballs, I remember, a lot of like chip bit tunes. Whoa. Okay, now we're into new territory. This is my first listen now from here on.
Every morning I get down on my knees for a God that I can't see.
Every morning I get down on my knees for a God I can't see.
If you break up, delete it and cry. Fuck my ex and fuck every cop. Nepo baby shit, these bitch niggas always got their head down. Bitch ass nigga be down when I slide and they cry when they see your man down.
Wow. See what I mean? It's rock music. That's proper. This is full on proper rock music. I haven't got any like credits here. This is ex-military. I suppose I could Google it, but we're not veering away. We're just staying listening to the music. Wow. That is low, that is deep bass. Just the sheer sound of it sounds like a real drum kit, you know? Real guitars, real bass.
I make one flick. That's over six.
It sounds like a wave your hands in the air part.
Now they gotta pivot.
Got to pivot.
Run it up. Running my bitches crazy.
Okay, what I would say here is that more than ever before, I'm not listening to the lyrics, am I? So I'm going to get into some shit for this. Look. Oh, bit tunes again. Guitar. Funny little picked palm muted guitar going on. Massive drums. Really pretty orchestration all round. Instrumentation. This guy, his production is mwah. He's so easy now. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. Oh, and the orchestra comes in. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. Bum, 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 bum. It could almost be pop music. Like a Got Yay or whatever it was called. Somebody that I used to know. Oh, he's so good.